now in session. The Honorable Drew Dozier is presiding. Please be seated.
Good morning. Call the case of Vanessa Smith and Mary B. Daniels. Are both sides ready to give their opening statements?
Ready for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Ready for the defense, Your Honor.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this case is about an 18-year-old student, Vanessa Smith, who wanted to bring a same-sex date to her senior prom. The testimony will show that when Ms. Smith asked the prom committee's faculty leader, school counselor, Mary Daniels, permission to bring her date, she was denied. A week later, Ms. Daniels hand-delivered a letter to my client formally denying her request. The defendant is being charged with violating the plaintiff's First Amendment rights to association and free speech, as well as her 14th Amendment right to equal protection of the laws. The evidence will prove these accusations to be correct. The defense will attempt to prove that they acted out of concern for the student's safety. If safety were truly their concern, additional security could have been provided at the dance. After hearing the evidence, you will agree the plaintiff's First and 14th Amendment rights were blatantly violated. Thank you.
Defense, proceed with your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today, as you hear the different evidence, as you hear the different accounts from our witnesses, you'll find out today that my client, Ms. Daniels, did not act maliciously. She denied Ms. Smith's request to bring her same-sex date to the prom simply out of concern for her safety, the safety of her date, and the safety of the prom attendees. Thank you so much.
The plaintiff may call his first witness.
Your Honor, the plaintiff calls Vanessa Smith. If you would, state your name and address.
My name is Vanessa Smith. My current address is 1501 Seabreeze Lane, Jacksonville, Florida, 32250.
And Ms. Smith, please explain the events that led up to your contact with the school counselor, Mary Daniels.
I asked my girlfriend to the prom, and she wasn't sure if we would be allowed, so we just wanted to get clarification.
And Ms. Smith, what was your sexual orientation at this time?
At that time, I identified to be fully homosexual.
So if you identified to be fully homosexual and you were out to your school community, why did you bring this issue to your school counselor?
I wanted to make sure we were being respectful and to make sure we had permission. My date met all requirements, so I didn't think it would be an issue.
And Ms. Smith, what were these guidelines?
Well, we had to any student who attended prom had to have an escort. Their escort didn't have to go to our school or be a senior, and they also couldn't be suspended from their school.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Would you mind describing what happened with your meeting with school counselor Mary Daniels?
We just had a conversation, and she questioned me on my sexual orientation. I told her I was exclusively homosexual, and I did not take interest in boys. I told her someday maybe, but as of now, I'm homosexual. And she denied my request because she said she was afraid, for some reason, of my safety.
And what happened after your meeting with Ms. Daniels?
After the meeting, about a week or so later, she came and she hand-delivered me a letter telling me again that I was denied and that she was afraid of my safety at the prom.
Ms. Smith, have you ever felt threatened by any of your peers?
Nope, never threatened. Sometimes left out, but never threatened.
Thank you. Your Honor, we have no more questions at this time.
Defense, do you wish to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Smith, as we previously stated, you said you felt left out from your other peers. Why is that?
My friends were just very out in the open with their relationships. That wasn't me, so sometimes I just felt left out.
Why would you want to bring a date to prom if you never had a significant other up to that point?
Well, she was my girlfriend, and she did say yes. And prom is a big deal in 12th grade, and it's my first and kind of my last prom. So it was very, I don't know, how do you say this? My last prom, so I wanted to kind of go and take the person that I loved.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
You may be dismissed. Plaintiff, you may call your next witness. may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense would like to call school counselor, Ms. Daniels. Please state your name and position, please.
My name is Mrs. Mary Daniels, and I'm the school counselor at Timothy Edwards High School.
Now, what was your position in reference to school prom?
I was the prom committee's faculty leader.
Thank you. Ms. Daniels, would you please explain to the court your reasoning for denying the plaintiff permission to take a same-sex date to the school prom?
Sure. As a school counselor, I'm concerned about the well-being of all the students. But in this particular instance, I was extremely concerned about the safety and well-being of Vanessa and her girlfriend as it pertained to them attending the prom together, because we have had some anti-gay issues arise on campus this year. Prom is supposed to be fun and exciting, and I didn't want Vanessa or her girlfriend to be victims of any type of disrespect, malice, or maltreatment on the premise of them being lesbians. Additionally, prom was held out of state this year, and I knew we would not have enough security to ensure Vanessa's safety.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Plaintiff, do you wish to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Daniels, I'm going to hand you a document. Can you please state to the jury what the document is, please?
This is a letter that I wrote Ms. Smith explaining why she was not permitted to bring her girlfriend to the prom.
Would you mind reading aloud to the jury what you have in front of you?
Sure. Dear Vanessa, this is to confirm our conversation on Friday, April 11th, 2000, during which I denied your request to attend the senior prom with the female escort on May 30th, 2000 at the Pleasant Hill Country Club. I am denying your request for the following reasons. 1. The real and present threat of physical harm to you, your female escort, and to others. 2. The adverse effect among your classmates, other students, and the school, which is certain to follow approval of such a request for overt homosexual interaction, male or female, at a class function. 3. Since the dance is being held out of state and this is a function of the students of Timothy Edwards High School, the school department is powerless to ensure protection in the location of the prom. That protection will be required of property as well as persons and would expose all concerned to liability for harm which might occur. 4. It is a long-standing school policy that no unescorted student, male or female, is permitted to attend. To enforce this rule, the student must identify his or her escort before the committee will sell the ticket.
So, Ms. Daniels, you stated that the main reason that you denied Ms. Smith's request to attend the prom with her same-sex date was the threat of physical harm. Is that correct?
Yes.
Ms. Daniels, were you aware that Ms. Smith was openly gay in the school community already?
Yes, I was aware.
Any physical or verbal threats in the school prior to prom or afterwards?
No, but I felt if she would bring her girlfriend.
Yes or no? Yes or no will do.
No.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
You may be dismissed. Defense, you may call your next witness.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor. The defense rests.
Plaintiff, you may proceed with your closing argument. Plaintiff, you may proceed with your closing argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, today we have heard two testimonies on what occurred prior to the senior prom. After examining all of the evidence, it is easy to see that Ms. Smith's safety was not in jeopardy if she were to have attended the prom. Therefore, there was no reason to deny her of her legal right of freedom of speech and right to association. Also, this denial led to her inability to equal protection of the law. There is no gray area in this case, only black and white. Ms. Smith should have been able to bring a date anyone that she wished. Thank you for your time and undivided attention during this trial.
By the evidence presented today and the witnesses that you've heard, it's clear that Ms. Daniels acted solely out of concern and interest for Ms. Smith's safety. To deny her request would have been causing her to walk into a very unsafe environment. Thank you so much for your attentiveness today.
Members of the jury, you have heard both sides of the testimony. I want to thank you for your time and civic commitment. You may be dismissed to deliberate.
All rise.